Hi there. TV presenter, author and mum Gail Porter has been through an incredibly difficult time recently. Following a breakdown, she was sectioned, locked away and held with patients, some who thought they were Jesus. Awful times Gail has had, and I'm glad to say that you were here. I know you're thinking it's made you feel all emotional again, not surprisingly.
I'm kind of half laughing, but it's not really that funny.
What an experience, though, because, you know, your history has been documented, really. Beautiful, beautiful girl. You've been through it. Your marriage split up. You've suffered with alopecia, as we know, anorexia. You had postnatal depression. My goodness. No, sorry, I'm reminding you of all this, just to put it in context. And then I thought you were really happy because we'd heard you were with Johnny, that your hair had started growing back. And then in April this year, it all seemed to go wrong again.
Yeah, it's odd coming on to talk about it because I'm not a big fan of being on television anymore.
But it helps other people, I think.
That's we had a little chat about it before. I think the main reason I want to do it is that depression is something that, you know, like, you think I'm pretty strong. I thought I was pretty strong, and you kind of think you can deal with everything, and obviously I couldn't, and it got worse and worse. And instead of actually saying, can I get some help from someone, I thought, no, I'll be fine. I'm, you know, a mummy, I've lost my hair, I can deal with all these things, it's not a problem. And I actually just got very, very ill. And yeah, it still frightens me because obviously, you know, depression's not something that you can just shove under the carpet. But there's some amazing, you know, Stephen Fry did that wonderful documentary about his depression, and you know, it can happen to anyone. And as much as I thought I could get over it, I couldn't.
But there's still a terrible lack of understanding about it, and some of the treatment is barbaric, as you have found out. Because, as I say, in April this year, you really hit a low point again, a very low point. Went to a tree on Hampstead Heath and texted your then boyfriend Johnny. What did you say to him?
I just said, I'm struggling to cope. I mean, they said in the papers I'd cut myself, I tried to commit suicide, all this nonsense, which I never did any of that. I just literally was at the lowest. I couldn't see an end to this depression. I couldn't sleep. And I just said to him, I don't know how to, I genuinely don't know what to do. And I'd been to the doctor and I was put on a waiting list to go and see someone about mental health. And it was a 4 or 5 month waiting list. And when you're not in a good place, 5 months seems...
It's an eternity.
Exactly. And I just said to him, I don't know what to do. You know, I'd lost my mum, and I'd lost a lot of friends and a lot of my family, and I just was like, well, where'd you turn to? I've asked for help, can't get it. And Johnny didn't know what to do, bless him, and he phoned the police because he thought I was suicidal. And then, of course, as soon as the authorities get involved, if they sign a form to say, you know, they did say I was manically depressed, and so they signed me into a section, which I'd never heard of a section before. I didn't even, well, I'd heard of it,
but didn't know what it involved.
And then suddenly I was put in a ward behind the Royal Free Hospital, and I wasn't allowed out. It was illegal for me to leave, and they put me on all these drugs that I'd never taken in my life. But do you know what? I've got one thing to say. The nurses and support workers that were there, who get paid nothing, were fantastic, but it's just the whole system. They don't know what to do with you, so
they just drug you up, basically.
I was on things for anxiety. I wasn't even anxious. I just wanted to go home. So and
the diazepam they put you on, which I take when my back goes. Actually, it's a muscle relaxant, which hopefully to help you sleep, maybe.
Yeah, well, I've got insomnia as well, which is all part of the depression. But I was on all these tablets, and I actually just ended up taking them because I didn't know what else to do. I thought, well, you know, if it's going to make me sleep, I'll just take them. And yeah, there was people there that were amazing, very clever, creative, wonderful people, and then there was people there that were very not well and
really
very scary.
Yeah. And what sort of, you know, wasn't there one person who was flushing the loo Nelly all night and
from 3 o'clock in the morning, talking down the cistern to God.
Oh, gosh,
from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock. It is kind of, you can laugh about it, but you know, I was terrified. I was in my room, locked in every night, thinking this is what happens in this country when I didn't know what to do, and I asked for help. And they just locked me up.
And were you in there the whole 28 days?
No, I was 17 days. I saw 3 doctors in 17 days for a maximum of 3 to 4 minutes each. And the final psychiatrist came in and he didn't know why I was there. He was like, you shouldn't be here, and sent me home.
In this day and age, it's barbaric. And I can see your little eyes are filling up there.
Well, you know, yesterday
after everything you've been through to end up...
Yeah, but... You know, everything happens for a reason, and I really believe that. And I went off to Thailand, to this place called The Cabin, which, you know, I learned about I was doing a bit of Buddhism and all lovely things, meditation. And, everything does happen for a reason. And that's why I thought, if I don't talk about it, then how are you supposed to help other people? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm studying to do counselling because I really would like to help other people. But yesterday I did an article for a paper, and so many people came up to me yesterday in the street going, my mum, my sister, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so as much as TV can seem a little bit vacuous sometimes, you can maybe do something to help other people.
But for someone as vulnerable as you, television's a frightening place, actually. It's frightening enough for anyone, but it's a frightening place when you're vulnerable.
Yeah, well, I've worked in this industry since I was 24. I can't believe it. But it is scary, but also, like I say, you can use it to do things to help other people. I've got no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow or the next day, but I do know that I've managed to get through this. I know it's going to be a big, old struggle. It's not something I can just turn around going, oh, I'm going to be great today. It's, but I've got a beautiful daughter. I've got my ex-husband and his wife have been amazing.
Okay. Oh, that's brilliant to hear.
And my friends have, you know who loves you.
Yeah.
And everyone has completely surprised me.
And someone who's been a really brilliant friend to you, I know you've been on the phone to him this morning because he's crossed that you're sitting here talking to me. Matthew Wright, bless him.
Yes, he's done his back in again.
Has he?
He's just getting old.
Yeah, no, I keep doing mine and I'm getting old as well.
Oh, bless him. No, he's really unwell, but he sends his loves.
Yeah, and mine to you, Matthew.
No,
but it's nice to know that someone you work with so often on his show, that he's become such a good friend to you.
Because he used to call me, how we actually got to know each other is he used to call me the stripping dwarf. When in the olden days when I used to, do the FHMs and everything, and he put something in the mirror, or I think it was the mirror he's wearing.
Something nasty,
and he said, something nasty, like the stripping dwarf has done it again. And he invited me on his show and I didn't turn up. So I left him in the lurch, and then we ended up bumping into each other and becoming really good friends. And no, he's amazing, and his wife's lovely. So,
but that would be brilliant if you used your experience to help other people. Counselling. I just think that would give you so much as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm at my happiest when I can talk to other people or help other people or do something nice. And so many people have actually done it to me, so I'd like to give it back. So, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be loads of people out there this morning who really identify with what
and I really hope that there is we can get some sort of system together that can help people, because there is not a lot of help for people.
No, there really isn't.
There really isn't. So even if it's just me, I'm not saying everyone phone me, but I'm here to help.
Yeah, good. Well, listen, it's lovely to see you. Try and be strong.
Yes, definitely.
You have to be, because honey, don't you?
Exactly. She's my rock. She keeps me going through everything. So, and I'm very proud of her, and she's proud of me for getting through it. So.
Yeah, and Mummy's got a real surprise for you when you come home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I'm not bringing anyone home, but
no. But we'll be back in a few minutes' time after the break. See you then.